All right, change in plans. Because April Macie's here.
Hey.
You're early.
I am
which
early.
is great.
It's fantastic.
Yesterday I was late, so I'm just trying to even it out.
It's nice to see you again.
I know, it's been a while. We were just all rancid for a few years.
Yeah. This is your,
everybody's dripping with COVID around town.
you're now a fourth-timer.
Yeah. You guys gave me a plaque last time.
Well, Scott,
Don't think anything's going to be different this time.
come on in.
Oh, yes. Who else is a fourth timer?
Ben
Bailey.
Okay,
Yeah.
just
Nikki
some other,
Glazer.
Nikki Glazer.
some other elders, some other people that have been around. My face is melting like a candle.
Steve-O. Steve-O's a,
Okay.
Steve-O's a fourth. Yeah,
It's not
it's
I
a
feel like I'm
very
in good
elite.
company.
It's
I
a
feel like
very
I'm
elite group.
I feel very good about it. Is he bringing in?
He's bringing in your
I think
fourth-timers.
he got lost. I'm not sure.
He's
great
putting
hair,
it
that
together
guy.
right now.
Oh, my God. He's putting it together now.
You're early. We weren't
Is he
prepared.
putting it in a frame?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, you guys are too good. You're too kind to me.
Congrats, here he
Well, you
comes.
can't keep the frame. just
Oh
so
my
you
God!
know.
It's a giant wooden frame with duct tape. It looks like he just made it in woodshop class.
Congratulations, April Macie,
This is
fourth timer.
remarkable.
Yeah, isn't that nice?
Look how that's put in there.
Nice. This is how we show we care.
Did you
that we care.
fold the certificate? Is that all folded up?
Wait, do I really get that frame?
You
that
have to bring it on the plane.
frame. Oh, that frame
We
is what
want-
I'm going to beat my husband with
We
later.
want to give every fourth timer a burden.
This is. Oh, okay. It is.
No, you don't
Thank
get
you,
to.
guys.
You don't.
You don't get to keep the
You
frame.
don't get to
That's
keep
the
the
funny
frame.
part. You don't have to worry about that.
I'm gonna take. What if I ran out of here with it? Yesterday, I stole a coffee cup from this place.
Oh, no.
This
Scott
building.
chase you.
How dare you?
Oh, you stole a coffee cup
They
from here?
let you
Oh, we got
back
an
in
email
here?
about that,
Oh.
too.
Did you
Holy
really?
cow.
Somebody gave it to me.
Oh, no.
I didn't bring it back though. I said I would.
No, we got
but
an
I
email.
didn't.
So they got, so they just did renovations in the building
Yeah.
here. So it's like all like $1 million worth of renovations, and I guess included in the budget were new like these nice little tumblers,
Yeah, I got a tumbler.
and they put an email out saying, "Do
Don't.
not steal the tumblers."
Yes.
I stole the tumbler.
April Macie stole a tumbler.
I'm so sorry. I really.
When this place goes under and I can't afford my mortgage, remember this day.
I will say I smoke a lot of weed, so I forgot to bring back the tumbler. My
Guys, we are-
retention wasn't
That's
strong
okay.
this
We are
morning,
$10 short in the budget this year.
and it's my fault.
We're going to
It's
have to
my
let
fault.
7 of you go.
Stoner April Macie.
I know.
You're gonna
Oh
have to let
man!
7 of you go.
Thank you for this, guys. This is beautiful.
What an
And
honor.
I like the dirty mat on the back that looks like it just has water stains.
Yeah, it's not water. But we don't need
Who
to talk
broke
about
that glass?
The
Sam Morrell?
yeah, Sam Morrell did. Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
it was a damn
glass
soda,
and
but it was-
everything.
Did he also get this frame?
Oh,
that
yeah.
had to be returned.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was a
Okay.
second
it.
timer.
Second time.
The best thing was, and I still think one of my favorite ones is we gave it to, was it Jim Norton? No, it was Dave Attell. We gave it to Dave Attell, and before he even he walked to the door, Dave Attell goes, "I'm not taking that frame. I'm not taking that."
There's nobody better than that guy.
Are we keeping a list, by the way, of who's in what club? Do we have any kind of
Yes, of course.
spreadsheet?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's a Google Doc.
Yeah, we do. It's,
Are there
I left
five-
it at home, though.
5 timers?
Yes, we have a few.
Who is it?
Nikki Glazer's a five-timer.
Okay, all right, that makes
But
sense.
that's kind of cheap because she lives here.
She lives here, but I
Ben-
feel good about 4. I feel like
4's great.
Ben Bailey will be next. Ben Bailey, the next time he comes through town, will be his 5th
Yeah,
time.
he'll
Yeah, 5, we give you a VW bug.
well, I am waiting.
A
I'm going-
1993 VW.
You'll see me sitting here for another year until I get that bug. I refuse to be removed from this chair.
We should have like some kind of spreadsheet.
Oh,
How do you think we
yes,
don't? Why do you
do.
think we don't?
Because
Yeah,
when we
we-
found out April's coming in, everybody goes, was she 3 times or was she twice?
Oh, it's 4. I have
yeah,
the
we know.
last. I remember my placard from the last time, and I believe I got to keep the frame. It was a cheap one. It felt like a dollar store situation, but I kept it.
Yeah, yeah.
Different times.
Well, you are at Streets of St. Charles Funny Bone. You got 2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow, a show on Sunday. What did you do during the pandemic? I know you kind of locked it up. Did you do the cliche stuff?
Got fat. That's what my husband and I just did a lot of day drinking, and he did puzzles. And the only joy I had was putting puzzle pieces in the wrong spot and yelling, "Got one!" and watching him get furious for a full year.
Or what
That
you should
was-
do, if he ever, is he still into puzzles?
I I thank God, no.
Okay, if he ever picks it back up, what you do is when he's, you do the edges first, just take one edge and put it in your pocket and just walk
and watch him be crazy. It was fun to mash them in. I would mash it in obviously the wrong spot until it was like all dented and damaged. And then I'd be like, I got another one.
It's like in the middle of the cat's forehead and it's blue sky and you're like, this is it, I swear.
You can see his little Iranian forehead just getting more and more furious.
Seems as though things are going well with you guys. Yeah.
Well,
We're doing what we can to keep it alive.
Was it like a 1,000-piece puzzle? Was like the really little tiny pieces?
That's what he likes. He likes one where they all look like the same color and you just drive yourself mad. I find them so boring that I want to just blow my brains out. Like I can't do it. I just can't do it.
Yeah, I don't have the patience for it.
We monitored a bird. There was a bird that had babies. We monitored that nest for a while. We had like a little night vision cam that we put up. And we were so boring, but we both drank a lot and got wildly fat together.
Do you remember what the puzzles you did were? The like landscapes, or was it
I feel like he bought like a box of like different monuments around the world, and there was like 7 in a box, so we could continue the fun.
And then when you're done,
let's keep it going.
And then when you're done, what?
That's it. Oh, if he was somebody who was like decoupaging and laminating them, we'd be divorced by now. There's no way I would deal with a man.
Did you have a mat?
We just put them on the table.
Puzzle mats.
We just put them on the table, and that was our thing.
Hey, hon, what do you got over there? Oh, the Liberty Bell. Oh, I'll be right over.
I mean, everything was we did nothing. We did nothing. And then I like did some shows, and I remember going to Arkansas, and the guy mid-pandemic was like, don't worry, we put buckets of bleach by the door so it smells clean when people come in. And I was like, oh no, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die in this pandemic.
No way.
Buckets of bleach by the door so it smells clean. I probably shouldn't be working anymore.
Yeah, maybe that was the trick.
I didn't know what to do. I just started designing baby onesies because I was like, people are going to be doing it, so I need a new profession since comedy's over.
Did you make bread?
I did. I didn't make bread. I made lasagnas. I made banana bread. I did a lot of baking. I did like a lot of carrot caking, which my husband still begs me to make carrot cakes. I'm like, I'm not doing it.
Why did we all of a sudden, like, we drank a lot and baked goods?
Because there's nothing, like when you're inside all the time, like and my husband and I were in a long distance relationship for years. So then all of a sudden we were just together. And I was like, ooh, I wish that travel ban was still in effect. So if you could send him back, that would be great.
Yeah, I just saw a report from Fauci. He said to get in the other room and leave me alone. I don't know why.
Yeah, because as a traveling comedian,
I'm used to, I can feel like I can only handle a marriage where I see somebody 3 to 4 days a week. That's my kind of marriage. Like, I don't know how people do the everyday face. I can't handle it.
Yeah, and then waking up next to the same person.
Oh, gross. Gross.
This day forward, but not every day.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are married. Yeah. And you do the everyday?
Yeah.
Okay. Good luck. Good luck with that, guys. It's
all right.
Tough. All right.
It's gone good.
Yeah.
I'm married how long?
Why are you looking at me?
Oh, 16 years.
16 years.
16
wow,
years, yeah.
wow.
Everything's good.
We're rolling in on 4, and I thought I was killing it.
Everything's fine. Oh, I remember the first time you came.
Just keep doing it.
I remember the first time you came on the show was you were looking for a husband.
Yeah, and I found one.
I think you said you wanted to find a husband.
Greek?
No.
Was I dating a weird Greek? I had been importing foreigners for. I've been importing so many foreigners, but that guy still thought the world was flat, so I returned him to his crappy economy and his donkey.
Back to breakfast with you.
Yeah.
You said you wanted a foreign guy, and you just wanted to move somewhere where you could just be outside and like feel like you're on vacation forever.
Which is exactly what I did.
Yeah,
and I found a better one. The Greeks' economy was too bad.
I see the pictures you post on social media, and every time I go, oh man, good for her.
Dude,
I hate her.
She spoke of that dream on our show, and now she's living it.
And I am like an extreme. People like, oh, you're so fancy. I'm like, I'm an extreme couponer when it comes to travel. Like I collect points and miles like a lunatic. Like I got my husband and we just went to St. Thomas, both round trip tickets under $100.
Oh,
look at me. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Delta, everybody, 7,000 miles from the East Coast and $5.60 each way.
Well, I thought we had lost you to Italy for a while.
I'm going for the summer. I'm taking summer
You're gonna
off.
summer there.
Yeah. I'm summering.
Summer in Italy?
It sounds fancier than it is, but we have a 2-bedroom on a farmhouse in an agritourismo for $650, and I got a health insurance.
Oh, wow.
So,
Damn.
Yeah, it's not bad.
So is this going to be an every summer thing? You're going to summer?
I think that's what I'm going to do. I work pretty much straight through, like 40 weekends a year, just power through, and then take summers off. And then, I'm still doing shows there. I'm still, like, doing some shows in Prague and some shows in Switzerland, and, yeah.
So, what is there a language barrier?
You know, I did this one festival in Utrecht right before the pandemic, and there were like 600 people in a theater that all hated me. Like, I had never experienced that in years. We're like, oh, I didn't even know I could do this bad anymore. And then after the show, because nobody has cars, they all pedaled past me on bicycles, an entire audience that hated me, just with a level of disdain as I walked back to my hotel, and they just pedaled past like, oh, there's that disgusting lady we just saw.
Was it because of lack of understanding, or what is it?
Maybe, like, I was the only English-speaking comedian closing out this giant theater, and I'm a little dirty, so I feel like they were just disgusted with my prep, like, disgusted
I
with
always
me.
wonder how comedians do that, because I see comedians doing over there. I toured over there doing music. Some music, it's what everybody's singing along, even if they don't understand it. But how do you do that?
I feel like most people speak English. Like, I feel like most people speak multiple. Like, my husband speaks 4 languages, and then he was like, I'm going to pick up French during the pandemic. And I'm like, can you just pick up a hooker, like a normal person, or a loaf of bread? Like, people, look at you arrogant animal.
Yeah, I listened to like a live recording from a musical act. It was like Van Halen live from Japan, and everybody's singing every word. And I'm thinking, do they understand what the hell they're singing?
Everybody speaks multiple. Like, nobody. I'm so this is how dumb I am. I have to learn Italian for a proficiency test to, like, get my citizenship, because my husband has his now. And I went to take Italian at the community college, and they're like, you can't take it. And I was like, why? And they're like, you already took it. And I was like, when? They were like, you got an A. Like,
Oh, man.
I have missed so much weed, entire blocks of my life have just been, you already took it, and I got an A, and I did not remember.
Nailed it. Hey,
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
In Italy.
I took it at the community college at Santa Monica.
Oh, my God.
And I didn't even remember.
Oh, so they got your transcripts.
Yeah, that's how dumb. That's how dumb I am.
Oh, that's great.
So if you smoked, are you?
I was
fluent?
like, please let me take it again. I obviously am not qualified.
That's a
to
great
pass.
point.
Yeah, maybe if you just
When you
smoke
smoke,
enough,
when you
start
smoke,
talking
maybe you speak
Italian.
it fluently.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe you're so good at Italian. Maybe you're so good you don't even know you're speaking Italian.
I mean, I'm never going to learn Farsi. Like, I can just give up. I don't know the Farsi word for pear, and that's it. So if I'm starving, I can say golabi.
Well, at least Italian, there's some kind of, Latin based, and you could kind of pick up some
That's
stuff.
what my husband keeps saying, where he's like, oh, and the root, like, I feel like he knows more about, like, grammar than I do. And I was like, I was picked on in elementary school. Like, I don't remember any of this. I don't even know where a semicolon goes.
You know, at some point, you're going to be stoned, and somebody's going to come up to you and go, hey, I heard you know Italian, and your brain's going to go, hey, stoned me, I got an A in it. And you're going to go, yeah, bippity-boppity-boo. And they're going to go, what did you
You're
just
going to
say?
speak it fluently.
That's the Family Guy, the bibbity boppity boo. Yeah. He's always bibbity boppity boo. And I'm going to get a mustache.
So, yeah, and mostly everybody in Europe speaks English.
Everybody. Except for, like, small villages in the South, where but I've also been lazy because my husband speaks all the languages.
So you let him do the talking.
I didn't even know he spoke Spanish until we went to Barcelona, and he started communicating with a cab driver, and I was like, wait, that's another one I don't understand.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're like an onion.
Oh, I'm
Just
so
peeling
dumb.
peeling back layers.
He's on the phone, and I'm like, what you talking about? What you saying?
I saw you gave a TED Talk. I actually
did
watched,
give a TED Talk.
I watched the whole thing. It was 20 minutes long.
Yeah. It was, yeah.
That's a big deal.
That's a
Oh, you know what the
TED
funny
Talk.
thing is? Like, there was just a chick talking about TED Talks after my show, and I was like, oh, are you doing one? She's like, no, I put on TED Talks. Do you want to do? I was like, oh, I've always wanted to do one. And she's like, do you want to do it in 2 weeks? And I was like, all right.
Okay.
Do you guys know what
Yeah,
TED
right.
Talks are? They're,
I know what they are, but I don't know why they're important. I know that sounds silly,
It's
but
like
I've always heard.
It's smart people giving lectures on different subjects.
I would like to do another one. I feel like I would like to do another one, and I'm proud of it. I also wrote an LA Times op-ed piece to get my husband in the country on the travel ban. That's how I got him in.
Oh, yeah?
And now I'm being audited, so that's fun.
No, but
I was really poor that year, everybody.
But the TED Talk, I mean, you looked great, you sounded great, the subject matter was serious and funny.
I tried. And the audience should have been mic'd a little. I wanted my extra laughter.
You know what? Why? Because there was no reaction from the audience.
Yeah, you're like, it sounded like I was really just eating it.
Until I realized that nobody else was mic'd.
Yeah, nobody was mic'd. So you're like, God, she's awful.
And link if you could link to it on our socials.
All right.
It's pretty fascinating, your story.
Yeah.
But you did that first bit with the clown makeup.
Yeah.
And it was dead silent. And I go, oh boy.
Oh, no.
Oh, they didn't even laugh at my mom's Michael Bolton painting.
Now, are they supposed to, like, are they supposed to suppress their laughter?
I felt no. It just the audience wasn't Mike. There was laughter, but I do think they were also a little confused as to why I was attempting to be funny up front for the first minute.
Because I imagine they would go to it, they'd hear it's a TED Talk, regardless of who's giving it, and they probably go, "Wow, we're going to get some real serious stuff." Well, and when you hit them with a joke, they're probably like,
"It's the captains of industry."
There's nothing sadder than following like an amputee with wiener jokes, and you're like, "Oh man, this is not going to land well, guys."
Well, the whole thing was finding humor.
It's tough.
It's true. I think
I just picture it. Hey, thank you, Rocco. Oh, what an inspiring story. April, come on up. And you go, son of a bitch.
Okay, you know what? That's like, I got to throw out the first pitch at a Cardinal game. What an honor, right?
Yeah.
And the guy that threw, and they do the ceremony of first pitches, the guy that threw out the first pitch before me had no arms. And,
come on.
And perfect strike. And I go, oh, boy.
It's not going to be good. It's not going to be. You're not gonna...
I was the last one to do it. And then it was the game.
That's awful.
And the guy with no arms threw off the mound.
I think I did follow an amputee as well on this thing. It was like a really traumatic story. And I was like, I don't think they did this lineup too well. I'm pretty sure I shouldn't have gone after this guy.
What do you do with this if you're the schedule maker? All right, where do we put the amputee? You know what I mean? What do we do with
I feel like you got to close. You got to close.
Oh, you got to close at the
You got to close.
Yeah.
You can't follow
That's
that.
your headliner.
Yeah, that's asking
that's
a lot
your
of the
headliner.
audience.
It is. It is.
He's the headliner, or is he funny? No, he's only got one arm.
What was his talk about?
I don't remember because I smoke weed, guys. I don't remember anything.
Did you get really high before you did the TED Talk?
No. I never do before shows or anything. I'm pretty reasonable and responsible when it comes to like my career. I wait till after. And then
Are you a drinker?
No, not really, because my mom's a boozer. My mom will fall down the stairs and then claim she rode them all down like she was on a sled. So that's been going on since childhood. So I'll take a pass.
Because I hear comedians, they start out, have a couple drinks and then get on stage and loosen up, and that becomes their thing.
I feel like I'm trying to lose some pounds, so I'm like, I'm not into it. I feel like 1 or 2 when I start to get heavy-tongued and weird. Yeah, it's just I'm boozy after 2, so I'd rather just keep coming back and not like, oh, this broad just drank us out of all our high-end alcohol.
Oh, and then it's like a calorie thing.
No, it is. I prefer weed. I'd rather have weed and a piece of cake.
Right.
Than two glasses of wine.
We just had cake
in here, too.
I do like
cake. It was a 5-layer chocolate cake. That
I do like a cake.
Good.
I like a cake.
So good.
We were talking earlier in the show about as far as alcohol goes, what will the summer be? Like, what is going to be the summer alcohol this year?
I'm going to say an Aperol Spritz, or was that last year?
Last year was, and past couple of years, were the hard seltzers.
Okay. No. I feel like, why don't we just bring Zimas back?
Yeah. They did for a little while.
Yeah, all right.
They did bring them back for like one summer, Zima.
There's a really delicious Bartles and James.
I was just going to say
like a lemon ginger.
Wine coolers, man.
It's tasty, fellas. It's real tasty.
What was the AB one back in the day? I know we've gone through this before, but Anheuser-Busch had one when I worked at a bowling alley, and they would say, hey, go get a head of lettuce. And there'd be a 6er of whatever this is, and I would just down 2 of them while I was in there and then come back with the lettuce. What was the AB one?
I know, but Tony will look it up. But the last couple of years were the hard seltzers, and now this year they're saying it's going to be the summer of tequila.
Really?
Yeah.
Like a mezcal, or do we know what kind?
We're gonna do margaritas.
Yeah.
We're also gonna do the pre-made cocktails in a can.
Okay. I'm ready. Let me get my dose of Alzheimer's ready. Perfect.
That's gonna be the summer thing.
I feel like I'm good with an Aperol Spritz. I'm good with an espresso martini. And a limoncello. I'm going all Italian.
I don't think these are really summer drinks that you'd have at a barbecue.
You don't
Imagine
think so?
going to a barbecue
Spritz?
and asking for
an Aperol Spritz. You're like,
in St. Louis?
Who is this douche wrangler rolling in here?
We got a couple pork steaks on the grill. You're asking for an apple spritz.
Aperol.
Aperol. I don't even know what that is.
It's like an orangey. It's like in the Campari family.
I'll take a Bud Light. I'll take an espresso martini. Get the hell out of my house.
You're like, look at her. You just see me being muscled out of every party.
So that's AB? That's
those are delicious.
It was a green
ginger and lemon.
Model.
Dewey Stevens.
That's it. Dewey Stevens.
Dewey Stevens.
Green bottle. Yeah.
Dewey Stevens.
Yeah, it was.
It's like sounds like somebody was picked on in dodgeball.
Dewey Stevens.
Yeah.
Bartles and James are the two old guys that would sit on the front porch. Right?
Yeah.
Those are the guys from
They
the
had
Muppets.
suspenders.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dewey
He sucked
Stevens.
one of those down in about 12 seconds.
Yeah, because we got Memorial Day coming up in a couple weeks.
Yeah, we do.
So it's time to start getting in the summertime. Summertime.
I leave June 15th and I'm back August 15th. 2 months.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah, taking it off.
Take
Done.
it. Just enjoy yourself.
No, I feel like we're all gonna croak someday. Might as well get it in while you can.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we were also talking earlier about prom.
Yeah.
Now you're seeing all the Instagram pictures of people's kids and the prom dresses. Did you go to prom?
I did. My high school boyfriend broke up with me, and I went with this guy from Lafayette College, this older dude who probably should not have been escorting me to prom. I don't even know why my parents allowed it.
Did you ask him?
No, he just felt sad for me, and I'm pretty sure he was trying to sleep with me. So, and I didn't realize it in my teen years. I'm sure my dad did because he seemed furious when this elderly porter, what was he? He was like this older Filipino fella showed up. He must have been like 27.
Oh my! Take it. It's high school senior.
I feel like he had been held back a lot in college.
In college.
You know, I don't know if he was getting his doctorate, but I don't know why he was my friend.
And did he show up at the door with the?
He did. He was
corsage?
actually really nice. He was actually really nice. He didn't creep on me that night because my dad wouldn't let me go. I had to like come home after prom. He knew something was up.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Do you,
Stan was strict.
do you still have the pictures? So if you ask your parents,
I'm sure I do. I'm trying to think of that sweet man's name. My elder Filipino.
did you have the big dress? Did you do the whole thing?
I stole my prom dress. I was doing a lot of shoplifting
Off
during those
somebody?
years.
Holy smokes.
I stole it from Hess's, and I'm pretty sure they didn't have security cameras at the time. And
How
it was
do you steal an entire prom
I don't know.
dress?
It was
Without
full.
security cameras.
It was a full length too. Like I really stuffed it into my sweatpants and rolled out with it.
That's hilarious.
Got this.
Got it. I did. I was doing a lot of stealing it up until 18.
You get caught?
No, never got caught. But once I turned 18 that I was like, well, that'll be on my record. So let me quit this. Let me quit this thieving I got going on.
Okay, so you have a prom dress that you stole.
Mm-hmm.
Do your parents ask you where you got the dress from, or just make up like it was friends?
No, my parents, I'm pretty sure, were committing insurance fraud in the basement. So I'm sure they were not.
Ran in the family.
Man.
Pretty sure.
Here, let me give you some tips.
Pretty sure they weren't.
So they didn't care?
They didn't care. My dad had some old editing equipment in the basement. I think we had like a pipe that burst, and he was like, "Go down and hose that down more for the insurance company." So I
Yeah, the
remember
adjuster's coming over.
The adjuster was coming over, and we had to get that hose in there and make sure they were all extra damaged.
We were talking, I guess now after prom, a lot of these kids have lock-ins. So
Okay.
the school organizes a lock-in, so they don't want the kids going out and drinking and driving and stuff like that. I had a neighbor said, "Oh, my daughter's going to a lock-in." I first thought, I go, lame.
Yeah.
And now as a parent, I'm like, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah. No, not making good choices in the teen years, making real bad choices. I used to sneak my high school boyfriend in my window, and then my dad found out, and I didn't have a door on the hinges for like 2 years.
Oh, wow.
No door. Yeah.
No
That's why I tell wiener jokes these days, guys.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
I saw on your Twitter that you were at a hotel and you got bed bugs.
Oh, yeah. Grand Rapids. Grand Rapids. That was the first time in 17 years that's ever happened. It was I thought it was a nice hotel. I was covered in like 150 bed bug bites.
Oh,
On your neck.
My neck, my face I had to get bangs, or I was like, oh, I need bangs. Like I had network pitch meetings and I looked like a monster. Like I looked like I had severe acne on my face, and then my neck was just covered, and then my arms looked real
And you can't
methy.
cover that up with makeup?
No. Like my arms, because I was scratching, will look like scabs. I was like, oh great, here comes the meth lady into these meetings.
And this is why I'm so paranoid when I go to hotels.
Oh, my
you should be. That was they were crawling on my pillow.
Oh, my God. And you know
And the
what?
headboard.
Are you skeeved out sometimes where you put a T-shirt over the pillow? That's a move I do.
You do?
I'll put a T-shirt over the pillow.
I know people that bring comics that bring air mattresses, and I'm like, I'm just not there yet. Now I definitely check the bed. Now I pull back the sheets, I look for the headboard, like, because they put me in another room, and I was like, oh, this has the little like dead bug skeletons in this bed, so I just slept on like a leather couch because I read that they can't climb up smooth surfaces, but then I just like threw out a ton of stuff, like. Just high heat, and then I singed all my bathing suits were like crumply.
Oh my god!
Because you have to like heat them at like 120, 150 degrees.
Yeah, there's a couple things I won't touch in the hotel room. I bag the remote.
Yep, that's the.
I bag the remote.
Use the ice bag.
I don't use the comforter. The comforter is the first thing that comes off the top.
Yeah. Especially if it's one of those creepy ones that are like the old school. You know what, the old school like gross blankets.
And they're kind of the blankets,
disgusting.
Like weaved, like a.
It's like you just visited a church in Europe, and that's the decoration, but it's on a comforter on the bed. It's like, it almost looks like, just like these like Roman paintings, but it's like some abstract
like a tapestry, like a bed thing that's like a tapestry.
Yeah, the little duvet thing. You got to throw that in the corner immediately.
Gross.
You throw the bedspread in the corner.
Well, because you know why? Because when people
remote.
get into a hotel room, the first thing to do is have sex on top of the bed.
You think so?
Oh, yes.
We all
absolutely.
do.
All of you?
Yeah.
Together?
Yeah.
We're on vacation. Yeah. We vacation together.
Yeah. You're definitely pounding it out.
And you're not taking anything off.
Nobody tells anybody.
And that top duvet cover
never gets washed.
She was 100% correct.
Yeah.
The only surfaces that bed bugs can't climb are extremely smooth glass, metal, and plastic and wood surfaces. I would have never known that.
Yeah. Wow. I know so much about bed bugs now.
I guess.
Well, you know the hotel then kicked me out for telling a woman with a baby? I was like in line.
Get out of here.
I swear to God, I had my luggage I was storing. They were supposed to wash for me, and they never did because it came back. I got some dirty underwear back in the same bag I gave it to them in. And then I'm in line. I was like, I'm just checking out, and I was like, I saw a woman with like a small, and I was like, oh no, if that baby gets bit, she's gonna have the most miserable next 3 weeks, because they re-flared up again on the plane 3 weeks later. It was like I had fresh bed bugs. They just, I don't know if it was altitude, and I was like, hey ma'am, just in case, just be careful. And I showed her my neck, and the manager, this douchey like assistant manager, was like, I'm gonna need you to leave. And I was like, wait, I have 150 bed bugs. I need to go to urgent care. Like, I did. I had to go get like a steroid, and
he said, I
need you to leave. And then I had to wheel my stuff into urgent care because I had my luggage, and then I had to wheel it down a highway to the pharmacy, which was in like it was in like a mire. So I'm just looking like a lunatic with my luggage.
I'm giving you guys 1 star on Yelp.
Oh no, I filed a lawsuit.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I would have.
Good.
That guy can. I hope he's fired. He should be fired.
Yeah, that's not great customer
You're
service.
like, dude, my body is covered, and some of them were starting to blister. Where you're like,
oh boy.
Yeah. I'm really allergic. I got bit in Guantanamo Bay when I was performing, and my ankle swelled up. I had this giant ankle, and I was like, did anybody notice I have one giant ankle? And this military guy was like, I was just concerned you had fat ankles, ma'am. And I was like, one? You thought I had one fat ankle?
What were you bit by?
I don't even know, but I'm super allergic to stuff, so I should probably carry an EpiPen.
Yeah,
I don't.
If there's bed bugs in there, it is because the place is dirty. Because this thing says that they are attracted to dirty laundry and dirty bedding.
And that means I would say with the amount of bites that I had, the infestation had to be pretty bad and for pretty long.
Yeah,
and I would
probably
imagine,
known.
and I would imagine they just put somebody else back in that room immediately.
Did you feel them when they were
I felt something crawl across my forehead.
But that was it? Like, you just felt the one?
I felt one bite. I thought it was a mosquito, so I went back to bed. I, like, smushed something on my forehead, but I was half asleep. It was 4 in the morning.
Probably high.
When I probably high. There was a good chance. There's a good chance I stood on a hotel toilet and blew some weed smoke through a paper towel holder with a bounty sheet on the end.
It's one method.
And I woke up covered, and then they just kept coming out for like 2 days. But you could, it was like, the one on my jawline, I was like, oh, it actually looks like I don't have a soft jawline anymore.
That's the picture you put on Twitter.
Oh, it was rancid. I was fully rancid.
Okay.
And now forever Grand Rapids is in your memory for that.
It's disgusting.
Oh, man, I'm going to Grand Rapids in July. I'm going to need to know the name of the hotel off the air. So
you
I
better
don't
delouse yourself before you come back here.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, all I'm thinking about now is that episode of Hoarders where they're talking to the old man and a cockroach just crawling across his face.
Oh, yeah.
And the guy goes, you realize a bug just crawled across your face, and he goes, did it?
Oh,
You're like, gross. Remember, he pulled out the spice cabinet that was in the wall. It was like a hideaway.
Yeah.
He pulled it out, and like
What?
thousands of cockroaches went.
You don't think the producers did that for the reality?
I don't.
Man,
That
it's
is
real.
Listen,
rancid.
disgusting. We got to take a break. April Macie's here. See her at Streets of St. Charles Funny Bone. You can stick around.
All right, yeah.
Okay, because King Scott after the break is going to tell some jokes.
All right.
You're going to critique.
All right.
Man, he loves this. Too. It's like his favorite thing.
Yeah, when a comedian's
we
in
have
here.
comedians in here to tell,
loves it.
and he tells jokes.
All right, welcome back to the program. April Macie is here. Fourth timer.
All right.
She is at the Streets of St. Charles Funny Bone. 2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow, a show on Sunday. I know, you tell jokes for a living.
Yes, I do. I have no other life skills, everybody.
King Scott as well tells jokes for a living.
That's right. Incredibly well.
You love when you have to do it in front of a comedian.
Yeah, I mean, it's neat. It's I can teach them things.
Hey, feel free to take any of these jokes for
I
your
can
act.
teach them things.
Oh, boy.
Give you a
I can teach them the things not to do.
You can
At what
teach me
time?
math or Italian. That would be helpful.
Hey, before we get to that, I do want to shout out Jeff's hat, the man in many hats. And it's Cheney Windows and Doors. Now, listen to what we're doing here. Oh, did you spill? Is there a spill?
No, it was my
spill. It was-
fault.
it
First
was
of all, I was
empty.
giving
It
her
was
the goo, and
Okay.
and I knocked over her cup.
later.
So sorry.
So, Jeff's going through, cancer right now. And when he lost his hair, much like a NASCAR, we decided to sponsor everything.
So we're doing a thing called Man of Many Hats now that I'm doing chemo again. And this company, Cheney Windows and Doors, and anybody out there can do it, donated a bunch of money to Kids Rock Cancer.
Okay.
It's a
then,
great charity.
Very
Yeah, great charity. They help these kids that are sick, and they write and perform songs and stuff so they can kind of forget about their life for a little while.
It's music
It's
therapy.
very sweet.
Yeah, so if any other company wants to do this, all you have to do is send an email to askthepoint at 1057thepoint.com, and we'll get you hooked up with a salesperson and get a donation to Kids Rock Cancer, and we'll put the hat on my head.
Yep. Thank you to Cheney Windows and Doors.
By the way, thank you times 2 because they're the hat sponsor next week, too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Awesome.
pretty cool. So,
All right, King Scott, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
What's going on in the news today?
And your headline goose sponsored by...
Retroactive Smoke Shop, firing up fun in St. Louis for over 25 years. RetroactiveSmokeShop.com.
Here we go.
The government is doing everything they can to ease the shortage of baby formula. Well, not everything. They still haven't called Selma Hayek yet.
Oh, okay. That's because she has big cans, everybody.
Yeah.
Big cans, big cans.
You got it.
I got some Polish breeding cans over here. Squeeze out a bag of breast milk.
Today is National Endangered Species Day, and one of the most endangered species in the U.S. is the Florida panther, but not to be confused with the Florida cougar. There are thousands of those. Just check any major hotel lobby bar.
Hey-o.
Not bad.
That was a zinger.
The Starbucks app was down yesterday, forcing many users to endure the horror of having to actually stand in line with regular people and give their order verbally to a lowly barista.
it felt like it was falling down a hill the whole time.
Okay. I feel like that might have to go back to the joke machine.
It's a segue. It's a segue.
Well, I'll save it right here with this part. Customers who use the mobile app were very angry. In fact, I'd say they were venti angry.
I think he redeemed himself.
Yeah.
Dude,
Is that a pun? Like, I don't know what's happening.
not sure what that was.
Oh, man.
Queen Elizabeth's Platinum Jubilee musical lineup includes Queen, which is like the Killers headlining a birthday party for Alec Baldwin.
Okay.
Come on, that's great.
All right.
That's good. That's good material.
You know how you know it's great? When people are laughing.
Let me write that
good
down.
start.
Write that down, Scott.
It's a good indication, everybody.
President Biden says NATO would be stronger if Finland and Sweden were added, especially Sweden, with their large arsenal of shoulder-held IKEA meatball launchers.
Okay. All right. All right. Meatball launcher is a funny word.
Cher turns 76 today. Well, about 80% of her does.
Okay.
Mr. T turns 70 tomorrow. He now pities a fool who turns down his thermostat.
All right.
Yeah. He's 70, more like Mr. Low T, am I right?
Oh, you don't know that about him.
Ohio State head coach Ryan Day signed a 2-year contract extension that will pay him about $9.5 million a year. And I'm glad to see that Day is now making as much money as some of his players.
sports joke.
All right.
All right, here it is. Here's the
Finish
big
strong,
one.
Scott.
All right,
Finish
and
strong.
finally, what do you call a place that sells clock parts?
What?
A second-hand shop.
All right.
She noticed that was the last joke.
I got real excited. Did you see that?
All right.
She flipped over the piece of paper. There wasn't anything on the back, and she went, all right.
Yay.
Good job, Scott.
Thank you. Reaction to that joke ever.
You know what makes you hilarious is sex.
Which, since you've been here last, he had sex.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
You were a virgin last time she was here.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh.
Does
Got
that
married in
different?
2020.
My husband likes to ask if I can make him funnier, and I just say no.
April, we love when you're here.
Thanks,
anything
guys.
to plug other than the
I have
shows
a
this
Netflix
weekend?
special that's still running. Tiffany Haddish presents They Ready. So I'm episode 5.
It's on the Netflix.
Yeah. Sweet. On the Netflix. I'm on the Netflix, everybody.
Is it cool? Turn on Netflix and go, that's...
I feel
There I
like
am.
I have happiness for about 30 minutes, and then it's gone. So it's fleeting happiness.
But it's there. That's awesome.
Yeah. And then it's on to
Congratulations
the
on it.
next thing where you're like, what's next? What can fill my soul for 15 minutes?
Well, you better catch April before she goes to Italy for the summer.
Yeah,
to do puzzles.
To do
Yeah.
puzzles. So,
There shall be no puzzles. I'll be sitting and sipping on my Aperol spritz.
Funny Bone, Streets of St. Charles, tonight, 7:30, 9:30, tomorrow, 7 to 9:30, and then Sunday, 7 o'clock.
That is correct.
And then when you come back next time, you get the 5 timers jacket.
I'm taking the frame next time.